December 19, 2023. So, prison employee. Sir, please say your full name.
Freemason Eric E. Baker.
Eric and Emerson Baker, sir.
Yes.
Sir, you're here. I'm Magistrate Chafet. You have two criminal matters. The first one is case numbers 2405635101. Sir, you have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. Brandon Bird on behalf of Eric Baker. My client waives his right to formal reading, was advised his constitutional rights, and will stand mute.
Thank you. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are April 8, 2024, probable cause conference, followed by preliminary examination, April 15, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge King. Mr. Baker, some bond conditions. One is no assault or combative behavior on your part. Mr. Baker, can you move to a little bit to your left? Because now I can't see you.
Right there. Hold on, move it.
Okay, Mr. Baker, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Mr. Baker, bond conditions. No assault or combative behavior on your part. You're not to possess any weapons or any other dangerous weapons. You're also not to have contact with LaShonda Houston. That means no person-to-person contact, no contact with third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. Understand all those bond conditions, sir?
I was in commentary at the time, and time elapsed.
I'm sorry.
Hearing. Time elapsed for a hearing. I was in commentary at the time.
Okay. Mr. Baker, I want to make sure. Did you understand the court dates that I gave you?
Yes, I was letting you know about information.
Okay, as long as you understand the court dates, did you understand the bond conditions that I told you?
The bond condition.
Yes, Mr. Baker. The bond conditions, you're not to have contact with LaShonda Houston, who I believe is an employee, is a nurse, Wayne County Jail. You're not to have contact with her. You're not to possess any weapons of any kind. You're not to have any assault or combative behavior. Do you understand those bond conditions?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Counsel Douglas, go ahead, Esteban, please.
Your Honor, we are actually going to ask for a bond of 50,000 cash assurity with tether house arrest. I do see that Mr. Baker has a lot going on, including some competency issues where he has a review coming up. Looks like he's remanded on the homicide case, so it doesn't look like he would be released anyway, Your Honor. But we're going to go ahead and ask for that bond, as we don't know what's going to be happening going forward, and we do have some concerns about safety. So we're asking for 50,000 cash assurity with tether house arrest.
Counsel Bird.
I got proof of
Objection, Your Honor.
at the time.
Let's call. Go ahead, Counsel Bird.
No objection, Your Honor. At this point, my client is remanded on the homicide. I believe.
Okay.
No
He's
objection.
remanded.
Okay, so in this particular matter, bond is going to be, the court is using, based on the representations, he has a homicide matter, remand status, based on that this happened at the jail. He is a danger not only to the public, but as well as to Wayne County employees. So bond is $50,000 cash surety. This court is using clear and convincing evidence standard. If bond is paid, GPS tether, house arrest. That concludes that matter. Other case numbers 24056333501. Counsel Bird, you wait for Marine stand mute.
Do, Your Honor.
I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are April 9, 2024, probable cause conference, followed by preliminary examination, April 16, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Giles. Mr. Baker, did you hear the court dates for this case?
What's the court date?
April 9th and April 16th in front of Judge Giles.
Is that all right? What course is that? 36?
Yes. front of Judge Giles at 36th District Court.
Mr. or Mrs.?
It's a he,
Or
Judge Giles. Also, Mr. Baker, there's no assault or combative behavior on your part while this case is pending. Do you understand that?
I'm gonna make a motion to dismiss. I never within 6 hours.
I'm sorry, Mr. Baker, what did you say?
Motion to dismiss. I never got a proper hearing within 72 hours of these charges.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Baker. That's on the record now. Everything is being recorded. Okay, but did you get the court dates on this case that I just told you about?
April 9th and April, what was the last one?
April 9th and April 16th.
I got you.
Okay. No assaultive behavior on this case, sir. Counsel Douglas, is your argument the same?
Yes, Your Honor, our argument's the same on this one.
And Counsel Byrd, is your argument the same?
Same, Your Honor.
Thank you. With that being said, court is using the clear and convincing evidence standard. It's gonna be okay, GPS tether, house arrest, if bond is made. My understanding, he is on a remand on a murder charge. Is that correct, Counsel Douglas?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Judge Kelly Ramsey at 36th District.
Sir, you got two cases. One is in front of Judge King and the other one is in front of Judge Giles. April 8th, Judge King. April 9th, Judge Giles. Do you understand that?
Yes, I was trying to get him under one judge. My 1 hour we had.
Two different judges, and because both are affordable, you're gonna get a court date. Let me see. I believe I have it in my calendar. Today is the 29th. It will be Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024, 9 o'clock in front of Judge McConicle, who's going to review the bond amount and bond conditions. Anything else, folks?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Baker. That concludes your matters. You have a good day. Thank you.
Now on the record in 23 TR 381, State of Kansas versus Rebecca and Stewart. Please announce appearances.
Richard Paul on behalf of Rebecca Stewart, who appears via Zoom at a remote location of the council.
The state appears by Jill Gillette, County Attorney. Sorry, I was muted, Judge. I was explaining to the girls about the bonds in the last case.
Okay. Well, this is a case, it looks like we've had quite a few appearances.
Judge, we have a disposition in this case. We have an announcement.
All right, she did fail to appear for bench.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your announcement, please?
Judge, actually, we got the plea agreement done at the end of last year, and now we're just doing it.
Okay.
Mr. Dean and I. It dismissed count 1, plead guilty to count 2.
You're dismissing a third driving while suspended, Ms. Gillette?
I've got Mr. Dean's notes here.
Okay, so Mr. Dean's dismissing a third driving while
Yes,
suspended.
here's Jill, there's a copy of a journal entry that was filled out December 8th.
Yeah, I have it here.
Okay.
And even though she's failed to appear, we're going to go with that. All right, state wants to dismiss count 1 in exchange for plea to the insurance in count 2.
Yes, Judge, and parties are going to recommend, the journal entry states it'll be a 90-day underline, sentences suspended, 12 months of non-reporting probation. The court cost of 108, booking fee of 45, an attorney fee of 250, a fine on count 2 of 300. In the journal entry, it says payment of cost and fees must be within 90 days, but, Judge, after speaking to Miss Stewart, I'd ask for, 120. She's just starting to get back to work. She's still looking for employment. And then, no violations of the law, and probation may be terminated early if she, pays all costs and fees and no law violations.
There was a proposed journal entry in December 8th of 23.
Correct.
And that was with the understanding she was getting her license reinstated. She was really close. Did she get it reinstated?
Judge, I don't know the status of that, but the thing about it was I know she was in that process of doing it. That's why Mr. Dean gave the,
Right, because she was really close. And then she failed to appear at the next hearing. Ms.
Right.
Stewart, did you get your license reinstated for that?
I'm still working on saving up the money for it, ma'am. And then after I get that fine paid off, I have to wait 3 months.
Well, as my notes indicate, Mr. Dean made that agreement conditioned upon you getting your license reinstated because you were really close, and then you failed to appear at the hearing January 19th, where you said, stop, please let me talk, where you were supposed to have it reinstated. And we stayed all orders until 5 p.m. that day, and you didn't apparently come through. You were picked up, came in on February 13th. And now here we are, the end of March, almost April. So it looks like she didn't comply with the plea agreement, but the parties still want to go through it. Is that right, Ms. Gillette? Even though she hasn't complied with getting her license reinstated in 4 months?
I never once told
Ms.
him that I was.
Stewart, do not interrupt me. Ms. Gillette?
Judge, I will honor Mr. Dean's plea agreement. He's not here because of a jury trial today.
Right. But I understood the agreement was that she'd get her license reinstated, and it's 4 months and she still hasn't.
no, Judge, the agreement was that we knew she was working on it, and the journal entry states that, and the defendant, reinstates driving privileges on obtaining that I believe that is part of the probation being terminated, because it says and the defendant.
Well,
So-
I feel like I'm being strung along here.
Judge, we're not stringing you along at all. There were basically 3 conditions for Miss Stewart to, get her probation terminated early. It was payment of all costs and fines, no driving violations, and the defendant reinstating driving privileges and obtaining a restricted license. That's in the other. So there are 3 conditions for her to terminate her probation early if she gets that. The plea agreement, Judge, was never set that she had to get her license back to take advantage of this agreement.
Well, here's why I feel like I'm getting strung along, because the defendant got a continuance from the court in December on the assurance that she was, quote, really close to getting her license reinstated, end quote. Now, I don't think I would have granted that continuance December 8th, January 19th, or December 13th had she not been saying she was really close to getting her license reinstated. This defendant has been troublesome from the get-go. She's taken an attitude with the court. She was eating and smoking and drinking her Dr. Pepper and smacking her fingers. And when I asked her please not to do that in court in October of last year, she got smart with the court and said, I have to take care of myself, and pretty well told the court she was going to do whatever she wanted to do. Her first appearance was May 23rd of 23. She told me that she was applying for an attorney. She did, and Shannon Cooper was appointed, and we set it over to July 7th of 23. I reduced I reduced her bond at the defendant's request from 5,000 to 3,000. Then we had the July 7th incident where it was continued without objection to October. In October, that's when Mr. Pa took over for Mr. Cooper. And she had the attitude with the drinking and the eating because she had to take care of herself. Then we came in December, and that's when counsel and the defendant assured me she was really close to getting her license continued. Then in January, she fails to appear. I set it for bench trial then. I said, okay. In December, I said, okay, you're either going to have your license reinstated and do the plea agreement, or we're going to bench trial in January. Well, then she failed to appear in January. Then she shows back up on the first appearance docket and in February, and we set it over for today and notified Mr. Paul. So you see why I think I'm getting strung along, Mr. Paul, regardless of what your plea agreement is. Now,
Judge, as we know, sometimes it just takes longer than others.
and sometimes the court gets misled, and I feel like this is one of them.
Well, there was no intention to mislead the court in any way, shape, or form, Your Honor. I appear.
Perhaps not on the count. I'm sure not on counsel's part, but I just don't think Ms. Stewart is in any hurry or concern to resolve this.
Well, she's ready to enter the plea today, Judge.
All right. Well, these tickets were issued in May, and now we're going to ignore the fact that she allegedly drove while her license was suspended at least 3 times and dismiss that, Ms. Gillette?
Judge, this is the first time that I'm looking at this case since her first appearance way back in May of 2023. I know that Mr. Dean has worked with Mr. Paul on this agreement. I have it in writing in front of me, and Mr. Dean left significant notes, not only on the journal entry, but also on a complaint. And I'm honoring the agreement that Mr. Dean worked out because this is primarily his case.
All right. So this all falls on Mr. Dean, it sounds like. He's the one that agreed to all of this. So, all right. Well, the state's dismissing your driving while suspended, Ms. Stewart, is your hearing. So how do you plead to count 2, operating a motor vehicle in Greenwood County, Kansas on May 19th, 2023 on a public roadway without liability insurance?
No contest.
No contest.
Guilty.
Not taking responsibility. Is anyone making you enter this plea today, Ms. Stewart? You don't want to admit it, but you don't want to deny it and take it to trial. Is that right?
Yeah.
You understand that with this plea agreement, count 2, driving while suspended, 3rd or subsequent is dismissed, but you're not going to be able to have a trial on the no liability insurance.
I understand.
And if Ms. Gillette is able to give me a factual basis, she'll be found guilty and unable to appeal that conviction.
I understand.
All right, Ms. Gillette, what's your factual basis to support a no insurance charge?
Judge, the defendant was pulled over May 19th, 2023 at 1:16 in the morning by Deputy Fisher. She was driving upon US 54 highway at 142nd Street. She was driving a Chevy 2003 2-door with a Kansas tag. And she had no proof of liability insurance with her at the time of the stop. And Deputy Fisher did take her into custody as she did bond that night.
All right, I find the defendant guilty of driving without insurance. Deputy Fisher, do you remember if she had an attitude with you like I've seen in the court?
She was pretty compliant. She just asked me not to take her to jail. She also had a warrant out of Ford County, but they wouldn't extradite at the time of the traffic stop.
What was that for, if you remember?
I think she said petty theft.
Well, she has a history, according to the Kansas Odyssey, going back to 2007 with disorderly conduct. She has some burglary and theft, obstructing legal process, criminal trespass in 11. 16, we have CRFE. I'm not sure what that is. A couple of those. Interference with law enforcement in 2016. Another 2016 unlawful possession with intent. And driving while suspended. And a registration dismissed and an insurance dismissed. 16, she had some forgery dismissed, probation for theft, a couple of financial card criminal uses dismissed. She had another 16 criminal trespass dismissed, another 16 opiates dismissed, paraphernalia, another 16. 16 was a very busy year. A lot of cases dismissed, a theft conviction, another trespass dismissed, theft probation, and then we go into 17, had a theft dismissed, a couple of criminal trespass, and another driving while suspended dismissed. 2017, trespass, driving while suspended dismissed in 2019. Then there was the extradition case from somewhere. 2018, probation for opium, well, she had 4 charges dismissed,
This isn't even legal.
including insurance and driving while suspended. What's not legal? For me to consider your criminal history for sentencing purposes is not legal, Ms. Stewart?
For dismissed charges, you cannot use that against me.
I'm not using them. I'm just going through your history. 2018, you had some thefts and criminal trespass dismissed. 2018, 2023, you have pending, it looks like. Possession of opium, paraphernalia. You have a driving while suspended third. What jurisdiction is this? There's another liability insurance. Operating with, so it looks like you may still have those charges to deal with somewhere else. Oh, that's in AL County. That's in Allen County. You've got a felony drug charge and about
Judge, she lives in Iola.
That's Allen County.
Correct. And
And then she's got a domestic battery pending in Allen County. She has pending in Allen County another domestic battery from a different date. Another pending in Allen County, possession of stolen property. Some kind of felony in Allen County. Some unknown misdemeanors, criminal damage to property. Greenwood County, we have our driving while suspended third that we're dealing with now. And then it says NOC, no origin of county maybe. She's posted bond for another felony drug and paraphernalia that's pending. She has same NOC, felony drug. one of 4/6/22, one of 4/21/23 still pending. Woodson County, she has probation. Apparently she's on probation as of January 13th, 2023. So maybe that's finished. I'm not sure. It doesn't show it. But she entered no contest pleas and was put on probation. Failure to yield a stop sign and driving while suspended second. So, Ms. Stewart, I'm not considering the things that you were not convicted of, but I think you have plenty that I can find you have been convicted of. And as I understand it, you are already on probation, or did you complete your probation in Woodson County from January 13th of 23?
I completed that.
Okay, so you're not on probation for anything right now,
No,
but you have quite a few cases pending, right?
I mean, yeah, I haven't been convicted of them though.
Right. I know, I'm just sorting through the factors that I do have to consider. So the state has amended their charges. So the only thing you've been convicted of is operating a motor vehicle without insurance. And they charged it as a Class B non-person misdemeanor. And the penalties are up to 6 months in jail and a $1,000 fine. And at this time, your sentence is 6 months in the county jail. Your fine is $1,000. Your court costs are $108. Your booking fee is $45. Now, Miss Stewart, are you employed?
I have an interview today.
Where's your interview?
Casey's.
In Eureka?
No,
Which,
In
in
Iola.
Iola? Which
Yeah.
Casey's are you looking at?
Iola.
Okay. And have you ever lived in Eureka?
No, I was just passing through.
Okay. You have an interview today. When was the last time you were employed?
I've only been unemployed for a week.
Where did you work 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
Where'd you work?
Sonic.
Okay, was that in Iola too?
Yeah,
All right. And was that a full-time job?
part-time.
How many hours a week did you work?
About 15 to 20.
Okay. Did you have any other income?
No, but I stay working. Like I always have a job usually.
Okay. Married? Single?
Single.
Children?
Yes, I have 2 kids.
Do you support those children?
Yes, I do.
Well, I'm going to waive your attorney fees. I'm going to. Are the children in your home right now?
Yes,
How old are they?
11 and 8.
And they've been in your full-time care?
Yes,
They, looks like, okay. Do you have family in Iola?
no, my mom's dying of lung cancer right now, so
So she can't help. Okay. And they've never been in anybody's care but yours?
no.
Ms. Stewart, is that your assurance to the court?
Yeah,
Well, you pose a problem. Have you ever done any jail time for any of these charges, or have you always gotten probation?
No, I've done prison time. I
What's
done
the
4 years.
longest- How much? What's the longest you've done?
4 years
Was that in jail or prison?
prison.
And how long ago was that?
I got out January 18th of 22.
Of 22? Where were your kids in that period of time then?
My mom was in better health then, and she helped me when I was incarcerated.
And they were in your mom's custody, not the state's?
Yeah.
Well, you see, I would put you, the hesitation I'm having is whether to just put you in jail outright for your record and continuing to violate the law. But I'm thinking about your kids. Although I'm not sure you're doing them any favors to continue to violate the law. Driving around without insurance puts a lot of people at jeopardy if you were to hit someone who you know, they're going to have bills to pay too. So let's see, 1,000 in fines, 108 in court costs, $45 booking fee. I'm going to give you at some point probation, so there's a $60 probation fee. Looks like that comes to 1213. You're going to owe $1,213 for putting everybody on the roadways at risk of driving without insurance. And you've done it before, even though that's not something that automatically enhances like it would if it were in the last 3 years. Would you rather I reduced your fine and gave you more jail time? Would that help you?
No, I really don't want any jail time.
Okay. Well, we need to do something to. Why did you tell me back there in October you were close to getting your license back?
I said when my taxes come back, I was gonna try
I'm sorry,
to
Miss Stewart, you cut out.
get that. I said when my taxes came back, I was gonna try to get my fine paid off, and then I have to wait 3 months after I pay it off in order to get my license. Like I've checked into it and I'm trying, like, and I haven't been driving.
Well, back in October wasn't even close to tax time. I guess it was December that was getting closer.
Yeah.
Are you anywhere close to getting your license reinstated?
I mean, I'm saving up money to pay off the fine. It's kind of hard when I'm a single mom and, you know, I got rent and I got to take care of my kids plus myself on top of it. It's a little bit difficult.
Well, there are a lot of single moms having a tough time out there and they don't have the issues you have going on. All right, I'm going to order that you serve 30 days and then probation, reporting probation for a year.
Can I do like weekends or something?
You get, I'm going to I'm going to review and complete your sentence 1 week or 2 weeks from today. That's when our next traffic docket is, Missy?
Yes, April 12th, I believe.
Yeah, that's right, April 12th.
All right.
Yes.
And
So
will I have to drive clear to ride clear to Eureka, or can I do it in like Allen County or Neosho County or
you
something?
better not be driving anywhere.
I corrected that. I'm not.
But I am giving you 2 weeks to appear in person at 9 a.m. at the Greenwood County Courthouse.
Okay.
At that time, I want to know what your work, if you've got your job and what your work schedule is, so that we can decide when you're going to serve your 30 days and how you're going to serve them.
Okay.
That will give you time to talk to your employer, think about who's going to watch the children, and we'll decide when you're going to do that. Your probation is going to start today, so that as soon as this hearing is over, you call probation and get set up for reporting 12-month probation. Missy, what number does she call?
620-583-8156.
8156. And is that a particular officer or a general number?
That's just their landline. Just call and they'll tell you
All
who
right.
gets it.
So I show that it is 10:51 a.m. on March 29th. You have until 11 a.m. to be talking to your probation officer if they are available. If not, leave a message. 620-583-8156. Again, you have a 6-month jail sentence, 30 days of which you will serve as a condition of or part of probation for 12 months reporting. And your fines include $1,000 fines, $108 court costs, $45 booking fee, $60 supervision fee, and waive attorney fees.
Judge, did you say for her to appear at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock?
Mr. Paul, do you prefer 10 o'clock? I
That's
said,
that's when you usually set me, Judge. is
okay,
10,
that's
11.
fine.
So
10 o'clock, okay, 10 o'clock, January 2nd, or no,
April 12th.
thank you. April 12th, 10 o'clock, you must be here in person at the courthouse in Greenwood County with your work schedule, if you have a work schedule. And I want proof of your work schedule from your employer. And I'm going to order as a condition of probation that you do everything possible to get your license reinstated in the next year. And if you're going to have an automobile, to get that insured and tagged and licensed.
Okay.
All standard conditions will apply. You will need to make minimum monthly payments, but that can be set up between you and your probation officer based on your abilities throughout the next year.
Okay.
All right. Anything else, Ms. Gillette, Mr. Paul?
No.
All right. You are excused, Ms. Stewart, to call your probation officer.
Court calls the case, People versus Chloe Whitsett.
Edward Drukas on behalf of Chloe Whitsett, who is approaching, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'm dismissing my court-appointed attorney and representing myself.
Okay, so start with this. What's your name?
Chloe Whitsett.
Okay, and you're intending upon representing yourself in this matter?
At this time, yes, Your Honor, I am. I am dismissing the court-appointed attorney at this time, yes.
Okay, what's going on?
Until my family and I decide what law firm we are going to choose, I will be representing myself.
Okay, all right. So you need time to seek a attorney?
Well, not really, but I have a request at this time as I am representing myself.
Well, not until such time as I relieve Mr. Drukas.
Okay, thank you.
That's what I'm trying, I have not done so.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out what the issue is and what you're intending upon doing.
Dismissing the court-appointed attorney and representing myself.
Okay.
I'm sorry, at this time, I can't make it any clearer, and I don't
No,
understand.
You're not making it very clear to me at all.
Okay,
You're not listening.
I'm
You're
confused.
just talking. Are you going to hire an attorney?
Yes.
Or are you going to represent yourself?
Today, Your Honor, I'm going to represent myself. If my request is denied by you, then I will be hiring an attorney. I can't make it any clearer than that.
So you're gonna, so if I relieve Mr. Drukas, you're going to represent yourself.
Yes, sir.
So if they set it for a preliminary examination, you're ready to go?
This is I'm representing myself today. I don't know what all happens today, but I'm talking to the judge without the court-appointed attorney.
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, I
You
don't.
don't listen. You don't don't you dare just lean on my podium and pretend like that. Not here. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pass the matter because if you come back up and start banging your nails on that podium, you're gonna be going with Mr. Allen. You may have a seat. Don't shake your head at me. Oh. Mr. Allen, might want to have a conversation with her and tell her that she better check herself before she comes back up here. Thank you, Mr. Durkin. Hey, so who wants to go next? Recalls the case, People versus Whitsett.
And Edward Drukas on behalf of Chloe Whitsett.
Your name.
Apologies on behalf of my client for earlier. I did have an opportunity to speak with her during that break and go over the process of where we are, what's going on right now. She did tell me that she would like to obtain a new attorney. So in the meantime, I can assist her with getting a copy of the discovery, getting a copy of the videos, which I don't have yet. I was going to be asking for an adjournment today to obtain those. So ultimately, I'd be asking for at least a 2-week adjournment. And I talked to her about her behavior in court, and I think that she has an understanding of that and will abide by anything the court orders her to do. So with that, I'd be asking for an adjournment of today's hearing.
Is all of that correct, Ms. Whitsett?
Your Honor, I would like to apologize. I had complete zero understanding. But yes, that is correct.
Ms. Whitsett, let me tell you something. I should have locked you up. You're lucky that I just took a deep breath and said, I don't know what's going on. I'm just asking her questions. And you come in here, I don't think we've ever seen each other. And you just come in here disrespecting me in this court. And I'm going to tell you something else. That man standing beside you right now, it's the only thing that saved you from going to jail. I had pretty much made up my mind that when I came back out here because of what you had done, you were gone. So while you may not want him representing you, he just saved you. Let's remember one other thing. Funny thing about judges, we have exceedingly long memories. You come in here acting like that on the next day, I'm not even going to ask any questions. You are just going to go. Are we clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
April 11th, 2024, 9 a.m. as your invite indicates. It's time the defendant's bond will continue.
Thank you. Again, I do apologize.